sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, we're live. It's the last party of the weekend. It is Father's Day. Welcome to 10 Drink Minimum. I am your host, Chris Burnett. And with me today, we don't have Holly Ann yet, but she will be here. We have James Smiley.
Heyo.
How are you doing, James?
I'm doing great now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What happened? Why were you late?
I was late because I did not realize today was Father's Day. And so foolishly, I only gave myself half an hour for a Lyft to arrive.
Yeah, you can't do that right now.
Yeah, I should have done 45 minutes.
It's just lifts are like, my voice is all blown out too. You can tell, right? Lifts right now are like running terribly. It's one of those things where like we went to go to the first soccer game and it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah. See, if I'd known there was an event today, I would have called it a lot sooner.
I don't know if it's really an event though, is it per se?
Well, it is a holiday. It's Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. Father.
Yeah. My father's probably in the ground somewhere, so
Oh dang!
I forget about it.
They said they can't see me. You can't see me right now. I'm right here in your face.
You don't see Chris?
How do you not see me, man? Never mind. It's because we have multiple cameras. See, I have to do transitions. See, it's like a TV show. We're in the studio. We have 10 Drink Minimum Studios, man. Let me switch the camera back. And you see right behind me, it says right here, 10 Drink Minimum Studios. See, we're all fancy. We're not all in separate places anymore.
That's right. Same room.
Man, I'm tired of this fucking heat.
Oh yeah,
James, I'm tired of it.
Did you hear the good news?
Have you heard the good news, brother?
No. This is probably just the first in several heat waves we're going to get.
Oh, cool.
There's another one we're ending off this one, and there's another one supposed to be coming on its way in about 10 days.
Wait a minute. So, like, what do you mean we're going to end it? Like, is it going to go back down to like 80s or something, or is it just going to be?
We'll go back down to 90s. Won't be averaging 100 anymore.
Whoa. Yeah, I like went out to. So I went out.
It'll be back down to like a reasonable.
A reasonable 90.
A reasonable temperature where swamp coolers actually work.
Okay, that's fair enough. Because like the swamp cooler, like so many people are like, they think if you have first of all, for people who don't know what a swamp cooler is that are not in Albuquerque.
Oh, it's a water cooler.
It's basically a big metal box that you have water run to it, and water drips down on the sides of it, which are have pads in them.
Yes.
And then when you turn on the big turbine inside of it, it sucks air through the pads, pulling, and the water cools off the air, and then it goes down into your house.
Yes.
And
cooling by the power of evaporation.
Yeah, and if you live in an area with any kind of humidity, they're useless. They're absolutely useless.
Yeah.
But here, since we don't have humidity, that's what we use to cool off our homes. We don't use refrigerated air.
Cheap and dirty.
Yeah. But so many people are like, oh, I have a swamp cooler. My house should be like 60 degrees. It's like, that's not possible. Like on a best case scenario, a swamp cooler is going to take the temperature in your house down maybe 15 degrees. I don't think 20.
No, best case scenario, you can get up to 20.
I don't know about
that. On average, it's 15, dude. I mean, if you have a good working unit in the proper house size,
yeah,
definitely 15, optimum 20.
Huh. Okay.
But like, here's the other thing: over a certain temperature, they just don't work at all.
Right. Or if it's humid outside.
If it's humid and if it's too hot, swamp coolers just don't work.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just a giant fan on top of your roof at that point.
How weird. Why does that keep doing that? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll switch it. But yeah, it's been pretty rough. It's been pretty rough out there.
Luckily, my house has a swamp cooler and an AC unit.
Oh, okay. What do you have, like a window unit? I don't understand.
Yeah. The back section of the house has a it's a window unit, but it's like built in.
Okay.
So
interesting.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, whenever heat, so I bought a new house, and so like when I was running the heater in the winter, my gas was like $150 a month. And then once I've shut that down, I mean, it's down to like 30. But then, of course, then your electric bill goes up. So it's always one thing or the other. It's like you never get to have like, a reprieve, I guess. I don't know.
That's that nice homeowner thing.
It is that nice homeowner thing.
You always have something to do.
Well, but I mean, that's not really, because like you rent a place, and so you have the heater, and you have a fucking air conditioner. So
yeah,
it's either one or the other.
Yeah, for bills, the heaters are really cost effective though.
Is yours
the space heaters that we have?
Yeah. Oh, you have space heaters?
Yeah.
You don't use like a heater in the whole place?
It's a 3-bedroom house that there's only 2 people living in. Yeah, so during the winter we just keep our rooms warm.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's a good idea. Makes sense. How are you guys like out there cooling off in this heat? I mean, sound off in the chat. I'd like to know
that is a great
how
question.
People are keeping cool. Are people buying like I went to Walmart today because I built a little DIY AC that I put ice in it so that it can kind of like blow cold air on you. I don't know if it's doing very well, but like I went a couple weeks ago to get an air conditioner for the window in here, and the windows are all side by side, so I couldn't put a window unit in the window. So then I took it back. So then today I went to look for fans and coolers. None of the window AC units are left. They're all gone.
Oh yeah, I noticed yesterday I accidentally put the letters A and C together, and it wasn't even the first word in my search, and it automatically came up with personal AC units, no window.
Oh wow.
And I was like, that's how searched for it was, that I just accidentally put 2 letters together and all. Are you looking for this? Because everyone's looking for this right now.
And I'm seeing lots of people today for Father's Day, and they're all like posting pictures in like pools and stuff. And I thought about doing that today. I thought about going to get like a little kiddie pool and just filling it up, and I'm almost to that level. I'm almost there. I might just do it. I don't know. How do you,
like I said, it's those hard choices.
Yeah.
We had a roommate meeting. Are we going to turn on this AC unit? Are we going to invest that money?
Right.
It's going to show up on our bill.
Oh yeah. Did it make a difference though?
Oh God, yeah. Refrigerated air is the jam.
Just run it during the day, and then at nighttime just turn it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll still add to the bill, but I mean, I think it sucks is we have lighting in here, and it's like, oh my God, it's so awful.
Well, I'm okay with lighting. It makes me feel fancy.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as it was. Maybe it's because Holly heats up the room.
She's got 2 people in there.
She's got 2 people. She brings extra people to the party. So it is Father's Day. So what's everybody sound off. What are you doing for Father's Day? How are you trying to keep cool out there? What's going on in the chat? Holly Ann will be here for the wavy hour, but we don't have her for the first hour, so it's just me and Smiley. So we need your help. What are you guys doing to stay cool? What are you guys doing for Father's Day? What's going on out there in the world? I don't know what's going on. I called my dad. It's so funny because like my parents are retired, and my father was a farmer, so he would always get up like at 5 a.m. and get ready to go to work and blah blah blah. So at night he would go to bed at like 8 o'clock. Well, my mom has always been the opposite. She's always been like the sleep in and then go to bed late. My mom. You guys stay up and like watch fucking.
If we find a good mystery, like we'll be up till like 4 a.m.
Oh yeah, you'll stay up with her watching movies. So since my dad retired, he would at first, like when he first retired, he would still get up at like 5 in the morning. And then like one day, I don't know what happened. He just was like, I don't know why I'm getting up so early. And so he just started staying up late with my mom. And so like, I know not to call until like noon. And oh, what are they saying here? Frozen grapes are a nice cold treat when it's hot. Ooh. All right. What do you do with the frozen grape? Do you just eat them or do you just?
Well, yeah, they're like edible, sweet ice cubes.
Thanks, Carolyn Carson. She's all frozen grapes are a treat. But like, do you put them in like wine or do you put them in like water?
I think you just eat them.
Okay.
Like the easiest way, like to eat, easiest way to cool down, like medically, is just to drink ice water.
Right. That's true. I'm over here drinking like a big tall boy PBR. It's nice and cold.
But you got this for barter.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna.
This is barter beer.
This is bartered beer. It's colder than. But where was I gonna say? What was I saying? So it's funny. So I call my dad, and it's so much different than calling my mom. Like, you know, I'm the same way as he is. Like, if I'm on the phone with somebody, I just really don't want to be on the phone with anybody ever, really. You know, and if I'm going to, it's going to be my dad or my mom or somebody that I love. But my dad's like, hot there? And I'm like, yep, real hot. And he's like, yeah, it's hot here too. I'm like, cool. I'm like, good day plan? Yeah, your mom's making fried chicken. All right. Well, thanks for calling. And like, that's it. Like, he's just ready to go back to doing whatever he was doing. You know, watching some more movies or whatever. And I was just kind of like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's essentially that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's my Mother's Day's call to my mom.
Yeah.
Just very business, matter of fact. How's the car doing? Oh, it's good. All right. Anything else?
Right.
I think I have a couple packages coming for you. Can you forward them for me? I guess so.
I guess I will. What does that mean? Forward? Like you have to pay to send them wherever, right?
I guess so.
Oh.
That is actually something I've needed to figure out because she sent me that text the other day. Oh, I have packages. Just forward them to me. And I'm like, does that mean I have to resend them? Is there like some service from the postal service?
The good old postal service.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I want to talk about. So on Friday, I dropped a special episode.
Oh, I saw it.
Did you listen to it?
Listen to it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think?
I loved it. Marty never goes into that stuff.
No, he does not. So it's the 20th anniversary of the Shins record, "Oh Inverted World," and one of our real good friends is Marty Crandall, and of course he was in the Shins. And there's always like all different kinds of like ideas of like what happened, all these things. And so for me, it was like when I saw that record was coming, they were reissuing the record and that they were going to redo it. I was like, hey man, you were a part of this. Would you like for me to, set up and we'll do an interview? First, it was going to be one of these where all of us were going to talk to him. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, he gets real, he gets nervous in that, scenarios, And I was like, we're not going to do a video one. We'll just do an audio one. And I was like, let's go somewhere fun and do it, And so I chose like Holmes Pizza, where, Pizza and Arcade that's downtown, real great place to hang out.
Oh, for sure.
They've got some cool arcade machines and whatnot.
Pinball. And
so I ordered pizza and I ordered a couple beers and like we just sat there bullshitting because we're pretty good friends, and like, we kind of grew up. It's weird. Like he and I kind of had the same childhood and, in a little bit you too, probably, like all the things that we grew up with, like Nintendo and like, Sega Genesis and
oh yeah, that kind of stuff.
All the different arcade stuff and all the
did he
toys.
Did he do farming too? I just want to know.
No, he didn't do the farming part, but
I always thought that was the weirdest part about our show.
Well,
everyone has farming in common.
Right. So, I sat there with him for a while talking, and then I was like, all right, well, let's do this. And so then I told him the whole time, I was like, it's gonna be really fluff. I just want to talk about the record and And once he got going, like it took a little bit to get him going, but like once he got going, I was loved to hearing all the little tidbits. And you were kind of around that era as well. Like, you went to the Flake House, the Flake Music House.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, the Shins, before they were the Shins, they were in a band called Flake Music from 1992 to 1999, right? That seem about right. That's what it said in Wikipedia. So I don't know if that's true.
Oh,
But-
I didn't know they were around. I mean, they might have been around that long. I didn't know them until like I guess the later years, right before they
Okay.
transitioned.
So what was that house like?
What the recording house? Or
No,
like
the one they all lived in, the Flake Music House. I assume that was a recording house.
I didn't. I only got to go in there like one time.
Okay.
I knew of it, and like my only good story with Marty that he likes is the one he's like, wow, I sound really good in that story, and it's because James told me I couldn't come in because they had a keg and that
You were too young or something.
I was
right?
too young. Yeah, I mean, obviously
Yeah.
I was like 16,
Yeah.
and so Marty found me outside like in the rain, but I was still listening to the music like out
Uh-huh.
a window. He's like, why don't you come inside?
That's pretty funny. Did James Mercer see you and try to kick you out again?
No, he was already playing.
Oh, he was playing. Well, was Marty not playing whenever?
No, I mean, there's bands that
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
by the time I got inside, Marty got me inside, and then they went on. And if James saw me, he was probably mad about it.
Oh, I see.
We had like an ongoing grudge about that. Me and
Did you
James
really?
Mercer.
Like, so you had an ongoing grudge with James Mercer.
Yeah.
Like, what else happened? Like, is there any other stories like where you were like,
No, it's very much like your grudge match with Dandy.
oh, so it wasn't
It's
real?
not a real thing, but it's like something
You just kind of
you bring up.
bullshitted.
You remember that time you made me stand in the rain?
Huh.
Yeah, like 6 years ago, Smiley. Yeah, still
Wow.
harping on that. Yeah.
Do you think if he saw you now, he would know who you were? He'd remember you?
I'd hope so.
Okay.
Marty remembered me.
What other stories do you have about them?
That's my only good one.
Yeah. Were you a fan then of the band?
I was a fan.
Oh,
That was my only interaction at that point.
yeah.
Was being stubbed. One of my friends when I worked at La Provence had gone to school with James Mercer, and so that's why I kept running into him after that too.
Oh, wow. Well, and it's pretty cool because the interview you can download it on anywhere podcasts are found. Just Google Tendrick Minimum if you don't know how to subscribe. I mean, I always am shocked at how many times people ask me how to get the show. But yeah, go check it out. There's some really cool tidbits that he talks about in that interview that I had never heard before. The one about the Vans, the one about the video for Know Your Onion. What else? It's really interesting because he tells stories about when they were touring in the Vans. They had a little TV in the middle of the console, and they plugged it in through an inverter, and then had played like Super Nintendo and stuff in the van. And it's funny because I went on trips when I was in college, and we did exactly the same thing.
It's a tried and true
Mm-hmm.
thing you do.
You didn't have a Switch in those days. You just, you improvised, you overcame, you adapted,
That's right. Like
so you could play video games.
like your water chest cooler here.
Right. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah.
It's working.
It's working. Yeah. So I got this. What I did to try to cool off the studio is I went and got a foam ice chest, and then I went and got an elbow piece of PVC pipe from the hardware store, and I had a fan, and so I cut a hole in the top of the cooler and put the fan facing down into the cooler, and on the side I cut a hole and I put the elbow piece of PVC, and then there's a bag of ice in the cooler, so the fan is blowing onto the ice, and then it comes out the elbow and points it at us, and so it's kind of cooling us off. It's not doing bad.
Yeah. DUI.
DUI,
Not
DIY.
DIY. Sorry.
And then I got a DUI while driving with it. No, I did not. But yeah, so check that interview out. It's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. They said, wow, that was really delayed. Frozen grapes you can put in wine too. So that's what I've heard. I've never done that though. I will talk about, oh my gosh. So we're gonna make something a thing. We're gonna turn the world around here. All right. So I want to talk about my buddy Chris Lurig over here at Safe House Distilling. Right, they make a hell of a good grain alcohol, but he turned me on to this thing, and it's these twisted teas. Right.
Oh, okay.
So they like to shotgun twisted teas. You can buy a twisted tea in a 12-pack, and it has mixed flavors. And I had never had them. I mean, there was the big video, the viral video where the guy got hit in the face with a twisted tea.
Yeah, that was from here, right?
I don't know if that was from here.
I'm pretty sure I know the 7-Eleven where that happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Possible. But anyway, so they would on Fridays they were like, come over and shotgun a twisted tea with us. And I've shotgunned beers many a time, and shotgunning a beer is kind of rough.
Yeah, it's not something you do because you're like I'm gonna do this for fun.
It's kind of a macho thing, kind of a bullshit. So they're like, we're gonna shotgun twisted teas. So I get over there, and I'm just kind of like, nervous a little bit about it because I'm just like, this is gonna be rough. Because I've also shotgunned like Coca-Cola before, and that is really rough, right?
Yeah.
So then they start handing them out, and like they're all, which one there's a bunch of us. So like, what kind would you like? They're like, and I was like, what is there? There's like, raspberry tea, and then there's like regular, then there's lemonade, and then tea. And I was like, an Arnold Palmer, and they're like, no, it's got alcohol in it, so it's a John Daly. If you know that reference, because John Daly was he was known for his excess. He was a golfer.
That's a good. I didn't know that's what that was called.
Well, I mean, I just thought that was a funny joke. I was like, that's hilarious. But anyway, they hand it to me, and then we proceed to shotgun these twisted teas. And it is the best shotgun I've ever done. It is so refreshing. They are so tasty, so good, because I love iced tea. And they're really, really good. So, flash forward, I go to Founders, which is a hidden bar in downtown Albuquerque. And, we're pretty much, they love us down there. Like, kind of you're supposed to have the password. They kind of let me go. And then, like, every once in a while, they bring down seltzers for me. They have, like, Topo Chico seltzers down there for me.
I show people what the password is.
Yeah, right. It's the 10-drink minimum.
Like, hey, there's a list. And I'm like, I'm on the list.
And so the funny thing about this place is it's a speakeasy. And so lots of people, like, think it's like bougie and swanky, and like they do have bougie and swanky drinks, but
they have the best Manhattan downtown.
They do that,
maybe the entire city.
Yeah, I think their old fashioned is top notch.
It's those brandy cherries they have, and the fact that they actually refrigerate their vermouth.
There you go. So I'm like down there yesterday, and I'm like, is there a chance? I saw you guys had singles upstairs. Can we get some twisted tea down here? And they were like, we'll go get it for you right now. So they go upstairs and they get it, and they pour it in this fancy glass, and then they have a strawberry that they've made it look like a flower. And they put a skewer through it, and it looks so fancy. They bring it over to me, and it's like, and someone's like, "Wow, what is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a foo-foo fancy drink, man." And they're like, and then someone's like, "It's just twisted tea." And then I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Twisted tea," and they're like, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, try it." And the guy drinks one, and he takes a drink out of it, and he's like, I want that next. He's like, that's actually pretty awesome. And it's so like, now that it's hot, it's like with ice and everything. Oh my God, it's so good.
All right. I have a question. Does it have any caffeine in it?
I'd assume it does. Yeah.
Damn.
I know. I'll have to get some and let you just try mine.
Man, there's like some kinds of chocolates I can't have because their caffeine level in it's too high.
That sucks, man.
I was born with a hole in my heart.
Yeah.
I should have, actually tried to
do something about it.
Do something about that as opposed to like inflame it all the time.
Is there a hole in your heart that goes all the way to China?
No, just through like it's next to my left.
Do you know that song?
No.
It's Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. There's a hole in my heart that goes all the way to China.
Oh shit.
I think so. Let's see.
I didn't.
Hold on.
It sounds like a not very good song, and
I don't think they're.
I had a crush on Cyndi Lauper, so I probably omitted everything bad.
I think that's the song.
I'll only remember the good parts about Cyndi Lauper.
Hole in my heart, yeah.
Like Vibes. That was a great movie.
See, I feel the beginning of emergency. My hands are slipping. Oh, please don't let me fall into the hole in my heart that goes all the way to
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah. I do kind of remember this.
Yeah.
I should say
There's a
Jiminy.
hole in my heart that goes all the way to China. Yeah. So there you go.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I voided that from my memory somewhere in the 90s. I was like, no, Cyndi Lauper's great, and she doesn't look weird at all.
So I'm wondering how many people we can get to go down in Founders and be like, yeah, I'd like a twisted tea with the strawberry flower.
Can I get that decaf?
Decaf? Oh, that'd be nice too. But I know that there's people trying to recreate them locally, and so I didn't start this trend. This is Chris Lurig from Safe House Distilling, but I'm starting it at Founders, where you can get a twisted tea. They told me if I wanted Colt 45, they would have it downstairs, and they would put it in a bucket of ice for me.
That's some bold words.
Yeah.
Colt 45 is kind of hard to get.
Yeah.
They'd have to buy a whole case for you
Ugh.
just to have it on.
And then I'd have to drink Colt 45.
It might be actually more than a case. Yeah, like you have to like stock that for like a shelf. You can't just order one.
Colt 45 does it every time. I don't know about that. I don't know if I could do the Colt 45, but twisted tea, if you've never had one, it's worth a shot, especially on ice. Like pour it over ice and drink it, and then let Brandon and Josh make it like fancy for you.
You're making me jealous, man.
It was super good, man. And so then like I got 2 other people drinking them downstairs last night. I'm like, oh, we're gonna make this a thing. Twisted tea. Oh, it was good. I don't know. It's real refreshing. It's like super good. I love iced tea. Do you like iced tea?
At this point, you're just rubbing it in my face.
All
I
right.
can't have iced tea.
All right,
Man.
all right.
I haven't had caffeine in years.
Well, what, okay. So what is one thing that you miss with not having caffeine?
Well, iced tea is one of them. Iced tea is delicious.
You can't even watch Ice T, the actor / rapper.
Nah, man, he's great.
What about sodas? Do you drink sodas?
No, actually, the sugar gives me heartburn.
Oof.
I drink fizzy waters, man. That's what I drink.
Well, what other so you can't have caffeine? Like, what else did you miss?
Oh,
There's got to be like a whole laundry list of stuff that like
that has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to when I worked at bars, if you just like slightly press down the button, only syrup will come out. So we used to have was it Raging Lion on the gun at the Blackbird? It's the energy drink, but it's like the generic energy drink. And I would just pour out the syrup, and then me and Dave Canning would just have shots of the straight syrup.
And you wonder why you have a hole in your heart.
Well, no, I was born with that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't wonder why I can't have caffeine anymore.
Yeah. For people who don't know, James has had a couple heart attacks, so he can't have caffeine. He can't really get excited.
No, it's mainly the caffeine. I can't get my heart rate like too far up.
He doesn't like cocaine. He just likes the way it smells. You know, all that fun stuff.
I was never into cocaine.
And then what are people? I mean, no one's saying anything of what they're doing for Father's Day. Our chat room is dead today. What's going on? Are people just
say heat stroke?
Are people like heat stroke? What are you guys doing to stay out of the heat? Besides grapes, apparently frozen grapes, which you know, I don't know if you're rubbing them on your body. I don't know if you're putting them in your underwear, putting them inside of you somehow.
Okay, what I'm thinking is, you just eat some frozen grapes, right?
Yeah.
You don't thaw them first. You just eat them like whole, and then you just have ice cubes in your stomach that won't melt.
Oh, that's okay.
And then you're just getting cooled from the inside.
I wonder if that's what they meant. You know?
I don't think so, but that's how I would use it.
All right. That's fair enough. I am so close to just getting a kiddie pool because I don't have enough room, because I have this big concrete slab in the backyard that only goes about 8 feet out and then drops off. And then there's only about, 5 or 6 more feet to the fence, but it's all lower. So I can't fit a big pool.
Do you think your neighbors would notice if you just extended your wall into the non-existent area that's there?
I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, that's bucket. Yeah, bucket.
Did you have a parking lot on two sides of you?
That is
Do
true.
you think they'd notice if you just extended your wall?
All of a sudden,
like 5 feet?
my fence just, you know what I should do? Is like my fence is like a straight line, and then all of a sudden it squares out a little bit. And then we're like super like jackass ghetto where we have like a ladder that like goes over the fence so you can climb over and jump off into the pool.
See?
Yeah.
Golden. These are all
Golden. Fucking
ideas.
golden, yeah. Jump off in the house. So here's a funny, like if we're you know what, if we're gonna tell some shit like that. When I was in college, there was a summer, like summertime is like where you meet new, like you literally in college you meet new friends, but then they may only be your friends for the summer. And so I met some summer friends. My friend Neil Boots and I, he worked at this place called Cattle Baron. So he would hang out with this guy Andy, who went to high school, like went to the same. Okay, so I grew up in Clovis, but I went to college in Bertalis, which is like 18 miles away. And so Andy was from Clovis, and his friend was
East New Mexico here.
Yeah, his friend was named John Roanhouse, and Roanhouse was the son of the high school coach for Clovis, which was like, I don't think he is anymore, but like Clovis football was like growing up was like a big thing in my life. Like it was like the whole time. It was like Friday Night Lights, Texas bullshit. And so hanging out with John Roanhouse, for the summer was really weird because like I had heard his father's name so many times. Well, anyway, it was me, Neil Boots, Andy, I can't think of his last name, and John Roanhouse, and we would just party every night and like have girls over. And so the funny thing is our friend Neil was dating this woman, and she went home for the summer, but she wanted her to keep her house, for the next year. And so she had Neil move in there and pay rent for the summer so that she could keep it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So we would party there. So what we did is we got a kiddie pool and we blew it up and we put it in the front yard. We went and got, we found a couch that someone had thrown away and we put it in the front yard next to the kiddie pool. So you could sit on the couch and you could
put your front yard of your house.
Yeah. Of
Do you
her,
have a fence or
of her,
anything?
no.
Okay.
Of her house, her house.
Okay.
So you could sit on the couch and you dangle your feet in the pool if you wanted to. So so John Roanhouse had bought this big black van and we were taping it, like we were taking tape and just putting tape all over and making a grid on the side of the van and then spray painting each section a different color. And then when we got done, we took all the tape off and it was all this different grid. So this one summer night, John just pulled his van up in front of the kiddie pool, and then the couch is on the other side of the kiddie pool. We're all getting drunk, and like this kiddie pool is like it's literally the little blue one. No, it's like a little bit bigger than the little blue one you'd get at Walmart, but like not much. And I'm like,
it's the size that's supposed to have 3 children inside.
Yeah,
it's like the.
And
okay.
John Roanhouse was 6'2", 6'3". About 310, 320.
So did not fit in it whatsoever.
No, he fit in it. So it was big enough to fit him in it, but like not much else. And so we're all talking about jumping into the pool, like joking. And he's like, fuck it, I'll jump in the pool. I don't give a fuck. And we're like, I dare you. He's like, oh, fuck, I'll do it right now. And so like this is like 1:00 in the morning. So he strips naked to get on the fucking couch and jump in the pool. Right then the cops pull up. And he sits down and grabs the cushion and puts it over his body. And we all go over and start talking to the cops and like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, oh, we're just out here drinking and just hanging out. And we're not causing any problems or anything. And they're like, oh, okay. And the cops finally take off after like about 10, 15 minutes. And as soon as they turn the corner, we walk over and John is like bare ass naked, big man with his hands extended up, and he's up on the couch and he just jumps up in the air, turns sideways in the air, and like tucks into a ball position and lands sideways in the pool.
Ow.
Yeah. And I'll never forget that the rest of my life. It was so fucking amazing.
He didn't like dislocate a shoulder or anything?
No.
Oh, okay, good
no,
deal.
He was good. But it was just hilarious because like the cops pull up and he just sits down and puts a cushion over his naked body. College. I need to write all those stories down and then just tell them on a show or like,
My college stories were way different than that.
Oh yeah. It's like,
I was a giant nerd.
wow. Yeah,
Try going to college when you're 17.
I wasn't a giant nerd. I should have been though, but I was a wild animal. But I have a lot of great stories, you know. It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, lots of fun, lots of good times. But you know, when you talk about being hot in the summer and like putting a kiddie pool out in your yard, you know, I'm like, oh man. Then, oh my God. So I lived in a lot of houses that we would have like kiddie pools in the summer. And we lived in this other house and we would have Wednesday night parties and we called it White Trash Wednesday. And we had a kiddie pool. And I remember we had a bunch of women over and like Portales was a small town. And I just remember like it's late at night and this one girl like is at our house and this girl that she hates is like driving by. And the one that's driving by has her window down and the girl that's at our party is like, fuck you, bitch. And the girl stops the car, gets out, charges across the lawn, and like Goldberg spears her into the kiddie pool. And they're just like beating each other's ass in the kiddie pool, right? My friend Johnny has to grab both of them because they're like underwater, slugging it out. And he grabs both of them and just lifts them up out of the water like they're two cats fighting or some shit. And it's like, man, I didn't realize I had so many kiddie pool stories.
That's amazing. I grew up in the South, right?
Yeah.
Arkansas.
I figured you would have stories just like that.
Yeah, but no one I knew had a pool.
Yeah.
And kiddie pools were literally just for kids.
Little did you know.
I have a very proper family back then.
Yeah. We were just wild animals, man, in college. We just, you know, we had a lot of fun. And I have to assume that if I reached out to people, I could probably ask people to send me stories of myself, like of me from college, and people would probably have some pretty wild shit.
Probably even photos.
Yeah. I have this one photo where it looks like I'm peeing in a guy's mouth, but it's actually, I have like the water hose kind of hidden to the side, and I'm spraying it in his mouth. And I've shown that to people, and they thought I literally was peeing in someone's mouth. I was like,
that is awesome. I have a similar one with my brother and his son, but it's a water fountain.
Oh,
it just looks like he's peeing all over his son's face.
That's just
hilarious.
How you just, it's how I roll. That's how I rock it, man. I'm gonna text Holly. See, she's coming for the wavy hour. I need her to message me when she gets here. Let's see.
I didn't lock the front door.
You didn't.
Well,
all my stuff's gone. Thanks, James. I'm just kidding.
Your guard dog's back here too.
Dylon
he's got it.
Dylon's got it. So let's talk about the dog. So I got a miniature wiener dog, and Holly says she's about 3 minutes away. Okay, so I'll tell the story. So I got a miniature wiener dog. Her name, and someone rehomed her. She's 3. Her name is Brody. She's beautiful, but she's a little, she's a little temperamental. She doesn't like men. Apparently, you're not the only man she barks at. She's fine with women. But then, she tried to attack one guy, but I don't know the story behind that. She, felt something that I didn't, who knows?
Well, I'm happy that she recognizes me as a male.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. She's you're like, James, actually, he does they and them, Brody. So you need to chill out on that. So, I'll go ahead and plug this. So July 17th, we're going to do a special show. It's not going to be live though. We're going to record video and record audio, and I'll put it up the next day so that there'll be a show on Sunday.
Okay.
But that's going to be our 15-year anniversary show.
Ooh.
The reason why I don't want to put it up live is because last time Billy didn't turn the cameras on. So there's no video of the 10-year anniversary show. So I want to make sure we have all the video, all the audio, Eric Carter Landine is going to be the host of the podcast.
Oh my God.
The master of ceremonies is going to be Royal Wood. I know that Holly Ann's Danny, her daughter Danny, is going to roast me. We're going to do a Q&A. Michael will be here.
Oh,
So-
Miss Lamont.
Billy Belmont will be here. So
Oh, the crew's together. Huh?
the band's back together, man. So yeah, keep on lookout for that. Next Sunday, Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men and Jay and Silent Bob's Reboot will be here.
That is amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm getting giddy with anticipation.
Well, you got to come down and party with us, man. Like Saturday night, Friday night.
Well, just invite me.
All right.
Tell me where. Like, I'm actually like, I'm like, I ordered like new T-shirts. Like, I want to look nice when I go out.
Nice. We made party with Melina from the WWE. Who knows? We're gonna try to get Zach Morris to come out and party with us. Mark Paul
Gossler.
Gossler, whatever. Yeah, whatever his name is. We're gonna try to get him to party with us. Maybe Michael Bean. That'd be some shit, right? I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, what do you got going on, James?
The only thing I got to promote right now is I believe it's going to be next Thursday is the Indigo Hip Hop Showcase
Oh, nice.
at Launchpad, and I've been helping out with this, and I want everyone to go because the Albuquerque hip hop community has suffered some really bad losses in the last year. But it's going to be 10 MCs. It's going to be DJ'd by Low-Key and Codebreaker.
Where's that at again?
That's at the Launchpad
Nice.
next Thursday, the 24th.
Awesome. I'll tease this for the Wavy Hour. I did go see Moonshine Blind last night. So
Where was that at?
Launchpad. But we're gonna take a break here, and be back with Holly Ann. So so you guys sit tight. Check us out most Sundays here from 6 to 8 p.m. and on 10drinkminimum.com, any of the social media, all that cool stuff. M2G's is taking over Kelly's Brewery. I did see that. Thank you for that information. We definitely drink on Father's Day. You should as well. Always remember, never get too drunk to jerk. 10drinkminimum.com.
Fingers looking at the light switch as there was a lot going wrong. It's cost me a bar on the way to some place new. As you lay your hand just where it falls, leave the light switch on. This car speed by on the way to some place switch on. Light switch on, light switch on, away to something, light switch on. Light switch on, light switch on, away to something, light switch on. To find things I'm never supposed to see, try to resist desires inherent to forgiveness. You find yourself giving in off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Boys feel right at home, throw some coffee on the stove. Wash your hands on the face, boy, you can't say grace with a mouth full of smoke. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Everybody gets down, sweet potato, and I'm calling around. See, that feel like a steal, things won't kill my soul. Waiting for too long, Lord, please, please say you'll come and forgive me for what I've done. But I can't clean that down, throw some water on me. Wash your hands on the face, but you can't say grace when your mind full of good. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Everybody is down with my finger on the trigger. I'll come around to see that sin like a demon. Spring will kill my soul. Waiting for too long, Lord, please, please, please say you'll come and forgive me for what I've done. Across these fields, the home, these shoes grew old, kind of tall. These hills now for so long. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Silver hands with a body up here, and I'll come around. See, I take it all, I'm to kill my silver soul. Show me the book you live by. Oh, to stand for. I'm gonna turn around and repent. And soon we're gonna cry about how Jesus our friend. And soon we're gonna cry about how you and I will end. Show me the book you live by. Oh, to stand for. I'm gonna turn around and repent. And soon we're gonna cry about how Jesus our friend. And soon we're gonna cry about how I will end. between the walls that I built around myself, an accomplishment beyond the wall. Yet it goes unnoticed. Line up your toes and mine, as you'll see the stars come together, and the world feel a touch brighter. And if for a moment miss you come January, when there's no one but myself to warm my thoughts and half truths. Line up your toes and mine to see the stars come together. Miss you come January, when there's no one but myself to warm my thoughts and half truths. Line up your toes and mine to see the stars come together.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right, we're live. We're back. It's the wavy hour. Let me pull myself up so you can see my beautiful face. My name is Chris Burnett, and you are listening to 10 Drink Minimum. And we have Holly Ann with us for the Wavy Hour.
Hello.
Yeah.
I was celebrating Father's Day.
You ain't got no father. No, I'm just kidding.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. Welcome to this sweat lodge of a studio.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you, as a pregnant person,
Yeah.
woo,
Well, you're heating up the place with 2 people. Thanks.
you're welcome.
Thanks a lot for that. by
It
the
I
way.
know.
actually got warmer when you.
I'm
came
sure
in.
it did.
Yeah.
I'm sure it did.
You are bring your body heat of 2 people, right?
Yes.
I
He
wonder
is now making his own body heat,
I
which
wonder
is crazy.
if that's really a thing. I wonder.
If what?
Like, because you have a baby, like the body heat of the baby makes you
Yes,
hotter, yeah?
it does. So it takes them until I think like a few weeks ago, he was like not able to make his own body heat, so it wasn't as bad.
Really?
Yeah, but now he makes his own body heat all by himself. And
Oh.
trust me, this is why they say you don't want to ever be pregnant in the heat
Summer,
of
yeah.
summer.
Well, you can always tell him it's a he, yeah?
Yeah, it's a
You
he.
can always tell him, I remember the summer I was pregnant with you. It was the hottest summer in 20 years.
I know. Well, I was just saying the other day, I feel like this is a heat wave.
It is.
It
Oh, it
is.
is
And
totally
I'm
is.
like, of course, the summer that I'm fucking pregnant, we have a heat wave. So this past week at Inside Out, Royal and
Oh.
I decided to sit at a table on the stage. Like,
Under the lights.
yeah, but I didn't have to move as much,
Mm.
and it was delightful.
Oh, wow. And the comedians are just in front of you, like
Uh-huh.
playing.
And it was like America's Got Talent or something. It was great.
Oh, wow.
was
Oh,
great.
so you face the audience.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, your delivery was I would say 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
but
we
your-
gave them a grade. We gave them a grade last week. It started as I was grading their butts.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like grading their performances.
Oh, man. And then this week, you guys are going to be in the El Rey somewhere.
Yeah. So it'll be inside, but we're still going to try to do the table thing because it was so funny.
That's just one of those things that just happen, and it's really good. Nice.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I don't know if the comedians like it, but we like it. So,
The tough shit.
yeah.
You go up where you go up, yo.
Well, they're lucky to be there.
You're just lucky to be here, son. Just lucky.
So, what did I miss in the first hour? Anything interesting?
We talked a lot, and I do mean a lot of
Uh-huh.
shit about you.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was like, and another thing about Holly Ann, you ever noticed? I'm just kidding.
It was really hard to find other topics. We
No.
tried
I'm sure.
really hard.
No, we were, I'm a little hungover today.
Oh, no.
Of course.
What's new?
What's
Yeah.
fucking new,
Cheers.
Chris? I told some stories from college and stuff about jumping
Nice.
into kiddie pools naked and,
Oh,
fun shit, all the wild stuff. I do want to talk a little bit about the anniversary show, though.
oh,
So here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be on a Saturday. I'm thinking 6 to 8 p.m. because it's going to be that way. We're not too late and we're not too early. It's going to be
Right.
hot.
Whew.
Mid-July. So Royal's going to host
oh yeah.
the Master of Ceremonies.
I was supposed to tell you. I just remembered, Chris.
Yeah.
I was supposed to tell you that
Yeah.
Royal's no longer going out of town.
Yeah. He told me.
Whoops.
No, it's fine. Eric Carter Landine is going to host the podcast.
Ooh.
So then I don't know if you will fill up at that point to do stand up, but
I mean, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll have hilarious. I mean, I'll probably sit during my
Mhm.
stand-up set.
and then I was going to see like maybe if we get somebody else to do stand up as well,
Yeah,
if you want.
and we have a special guest comedian also
For what? For the
for the anniversary.
we do.
It's a very tiny person.
Oh yeah. I already said that in the first
Okay.
episode.
I hear she's really good.
Yeah.
She is.
So maybe just like Royal, her, and then you, and then like we'll do the podcast.
And maybe Sarah. I don't know.
If Sarah wants to do, Sarah's totally. If she wants to do, I think that would be cool. So then mainly what it's going to be is Eric's going to ask us questions, and then I'm going to have people in the audience can ask us questions. If they
Oh
would like.
yeah, I like that.
I want to do a lot more Q&A than I want to do talking about, just doing a bullshit show.
Yeah.
I want, if someone has questions, I'd like to answer those. And It's not going to be live on the internet, so I'm going to probably do some way where we can ask fans, like, if you have any questions that you would like to ask on the show, please, reach out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that'll be there. But yeah, and so we talked about this first hour. Michael's going to be here.
Michael.
Lemon.
Oh,
Yeah, she's going to come here. She's going to be on the show a little if she she said she wanted to.
that'll be fun.
Billy will be here.
So excited.
So yeah, that's good. And then other people were like, "Oh, can you get the original member?" I was like, "No, that'll never, ever happen again.
Oh.
The original cast of Ten Drink Men will never happen."
Oh.
I'm just saying that right now. I don't want there to be someone's like, "What's going on with that?" I'm like, "That's not going to happen."
It's not a thing that will happen,
No.
apparently.
Lots of things happen in 15 years.
Well, one is my ex-girlfriend, Adrienne Graves, and whatever her name is now. She's married. She moved to Georgia, and she has a child or children or something. Ross Briggs. Ross Briggs will be invited if Ross Briggs would like to come. So this guy that's on the screen right now, Ross Briggs, he actually was one of our interns back in the day.
Nice.
I'm going to invite Adam. I don't know if Adam will come.
I love Adam.
Ross says, "I never dated you." Don't lie, Ross. Don't fucking lie. But Ross was an intern. He has a lot of stories, I'm sure, from the back in the day from the show. But he interned for us for a while. We called him Ross the intern. No. So Adrian, I doubt would ever come to here to do the show. I can't imagine that ever happening. And then Chris Tic Tac Crawford. He lives in Missouri now or somewhere. I don't know, but I just don't ever see them coming back to do the show. So people are like, "Could you get the original cast?" I don't see it happening.
Ugh.
And for me, that wasn't the meat of the show. That wasn't the times, I'll try to get Adam. If I can get Adam here, and I'll ask Ray if he wants to come. I don't really feel like Ray did the show long enough, but if he wants to, he's more than welcome. But Michael was on the show for a year?
Oh yeah.
Over a year. So yeah. So
That'll be fun.
con his ass into it. But Ross, I'll invite Ross, and Ross can be, But for the audience though, I'm going to make it very limited, so it's not going to be just anyone can come. So, definitely tell me who you want to come.
I don't want anybody to come.
Okay.
Nice.
It will be closed to the public. No, we got.
No, I'm just kidding.
My parents will be here.
Yay! I'm
So-
just kidding. So here's the thing. I have discovered that I am really not people-y lately.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Bless
Bless
you.
Oh wow, I'm not either.
Gesundheit.
I'm allergic to people.
So we took Danny to. We celebrated Jason's Father's Day on Friday because he is working. And we took Danny to the Natural History Museum on Friday. And holy shit, people do not know
No.
boundaries
No.
anymore.
Fuck no, they don't. You're about to light me up right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I didn't want you this close to me before COVID. I definitely don't want you this close to me now. Oh, it's like people have forgotten what it's like to be around other people, and then they don't keep an eye out. This drives me nuts. So Danny is still a human being, just because she's tiny,
Right.
and so we're trying to teach her stuff and let her look at stuff.
It's a museum.
It's a museum, and people would just walk in front of her,
Oh.
and I'm like, excuse me, that is a human. But I will say that the Natural History Museum.
So what kind of person is in that kind of hurry?
I know, right? It's like, what are you doing?
Let me just get in front of you real quick.
I
Yeah.
will say the Natural History Museum gave itself a facelift.
Really?
Yes,
Mhm.
it's awesome. They also have that Beastie Beast, which was found. It's a Tyrannosaur they found on the Beastie.
Did they put feathers on their dinosaurs yet, or are they just like a
Some of
complete
them.
fallacy?
Oh,
Some
really?
of them.
They really
Oh,
did. Huh?
good.
All right.
But they made an animatronic Beastie Beast, which
Oh.
does not have feathers, but it's like straight up Jurassic Park. And it frightened our daughter at first.
Oh,
It was
good.
great.
That's what it's supposed to do, yeah?
Yeah, it looks really, it really is really cool, guys. So that was cool. But God, yeah, people just would stand in front of Danny, and it's hard enough to get her to focus
Right.
on anything because she's 5. And once somebody would just stand right in front of her, that was it. It was done.
Fucking people, man. So let me tell you what people have been doing that I fucking hate.
Please do.
We get to go all the way around. I have a story too.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, okay. I don't know what happened in the year and like a half or year and 3 months that, you know, people were quarantined, but so twice this has happened where I go somewhere and I plan to meet friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we're like, make a plan. It's not like a fucking, you know, random. We go somewhere to drink and we sit down. Twice this has happened. And you go to sit down with your friends, and some random person who either knows one of the other people knows the other person you've invited or knows you, just comes over and sits down and joins the conversation. And I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? What if I was sitting with this person and their mother died and we're talking about it and I'm like consoling them?
They don't care.
You just came and sat down and then proceeds to dominate the conversation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Twice it's happened in the last 2 weeks. And it's like, first of all, who do you think you are?
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, you've got a lot of nerve, and I'm saying this not in a funny way. Third of all, you know, how dare you?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, walk up and say hello, chat for a second, and I'd be like, I'm gonna let you guys get back to it, walk away. That, and then if I'm like, hey, do you want to join us?
Yeah, you wait for the invite. That's
you
the
fucking
protocol.
sit down. You just don't invite yourself to the fucking conversation and sit down, and it drives me fucking ballistic.
People have forgotten manners. Okay.
Vampires are polite. I would never go into someone's
My
house.
5-year-old has better manners than most of these people.
What the fuck is going on with that, right?
It drives me crazy.
I've told that story to like to people, and they're like, why would someone think that that's a good idea? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no. There's probably about 2 people on the face of the planet that they could do that, and I would be okay.
Yeah,
You
they're
know
in
what I
this
mean?
room.
Yeah.
Right.
3 people. You know, but it's like, you would have to be really close to me for me to just be like, that's Chris, or that's shit, you know.
Sorry, we were talking about your sister's cancer,
Right.
but let's all now like focus on this person that you just met for the first time
Oh my
because
God.
I know them kind of.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why people are being so rude. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Here's mine.
Yes,
this is bars have been open up again. Live shows is my favorite thing. I've been going out, and I've always had a backpack on me. It's like an accoutrement. It's like part of my outfit.
Yeah.
No one understands what that means anymore. I get hit like 20 times, like at a show. People just go
Bounce into you.
just like they'll just smack. They'll walk. It's like they don't even see my backpack as an extension of myself. So I just get like slammed into like 20 times as people just walk past me and like, oh, invisible backpack. I'm like, if this had been before, I would start beating people up.
Yeah. Well, also,
why are you keep walking into me?
Everyone keeps talking about how like, you know, how like people are drinking over the fucking over COVID. Bullshit, man. You talk about some people can't hold their shit right now.
No one can.
I have seen some drunk motherfuckers. Now, I will say this, and I'm really excited about this. I have something to announce, everyone.
What?
And this is for the people in the room. I'm going to announce it to all of you, and you will not understand it maybe right away. But I was out last night, and local privilege is back, guys. Local privilege is back. It has returned. And I feel bad about it because, you know, I'm a little more aware of life now, but I'm not mad about it. And when I talk about local privilege, you go to Launchpad or you go to Anodyne or wherever, and there's a bunch of fucking yahoos that go downtown because you know, they think it's cool and they haven't, you know, they've never got to do it before and blah blah blah, and they're all in front of you, and you know, you go to Anodyne and you know, the bartender looks over and sees you, and they just nod their head, and you just like do the beer symbol, and they get you a beer.
Mhm.
You go to Launchpad, and there's people standing at the bar. They've been standing at the bar. You walk up, lean in, and they just immediately buzz over to you, and they go. And you go PBR, and they go, and then the people are like, "What the fuck? I've been standing here for 20 minutes," and it's like, local privilege, motherfucker, and you walk off.
Also, we tip well.
Yeah,
Bartenders remember that.
we tip well, and we tip every time.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's back. It's back. It was back last night. I stepped into. I literally got served before like 8 people last night at Launchpad.
Nice. I'm so jealous. So I'm really jealous that I'm missing out on like local shows and stuff. And
FOMO?
people, yeah. And people are like, you could go. I'm like, here's the deal. I could go. But I am so damn tired.
Yeah.
Also, like the Launchpad is not for pregnant ladies.
No.
Not even their booze.
No.
I will
I would
say.
get slammed into.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this about Launchpad.
Uh-huh.
The bathroom is back to what it was. And if you said, if you could describe Launchpad's men's restroom with one word, Chris, what would it be? Wet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, It's
Wet.
always wet.
It's just
Downtown
wet.
is healing,
Walls
guys.
somehow.
Just wet
Ugh.
everywhere.
Downtown
Everywhere.
is healing, guys.
Yeah, we're healing. We're back. But like, just wet everywhere.
Ew.
And
Ew.
what I do love,
The whole
though.
bathroom.
Ew.
So you want me to tell you what downtown's like right now, Holly?
Yes.
So, okay.
I mean, yes, but also no.
No, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it.
Okay.
So you go downtown, and by about between 9 and 10 o'clock, the lines start forming everywhere. And when I say lines, here's how bad people are about getting out. There is a line coming out of the distillery for people waiting to get in.
Are they
What?
open now?
Yeah. There's lines to get
Who
out
the
of.
fuck stands in line for the distillery?
Right.
The people that can't get into Anodyne.
The people who can't get into Anodyne,
Oh.
Cake, Sister, Inside Out. Inside Out's line is always
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
You have to walk past it to get into the launch pad.
Then there's a line. Then there's always a line to get into the liquor store, but there's never a line to get into Inside Out because there's all these people are tourists and they don't know it exists. So I can always.
Oh, you mean Founders?
Founders. I can always pop over to Founders and get in, and it's like they're like on for Launchpad. Oh, and there's never a line for Launchpad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then people peeing on the doors and the floors. But we don't want that. We don't want people to undersee. See, that's the thing. We don't ever want people to understand that Launchpad is amazing.
Right. I mean, we want Launchpad to make enough money to stay
Mhm.
open, but we don't want. Keep Launchpad cool, guys.
It was really funny because like I went in last night and it was the guy at Launchpad was the dude who has like the Viking braids,
Oh yeah,
the blonde hair guy with Viking
we
braids.
got him for the door at my comedy show last week.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
And I go up and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, not much. And he's all, unfortunately, it's an $8 cover to get in, man. And I'm like, it's fine. It's like that go to the band. And he goes, it all goes to the band. I was like, yeah, I'm not upset about that. I mean, who the fuck is mad about that? It's like, first of all, I mean, I'm kind of mad that it's like $8 because that's such a fucking weird number. Let's just make it
a
10. Yeah.
So, I mean, exactly. That's when they say it all goes to the band. Like last time we went over there,
Yeah.
they're like, you guys just come in, and I handed them $2.20. So I was like,
Yeah.
this all goes to the band. Just
Right.
just take it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I
I don't want to be that person ever
No.
who is like, ugh. So my friends will invite me to things, and I just want to point this out. I've talked about it so much over my time on this show, but I will say it every time. I wish my friends were as good to me as I am to them. Like if you say when I'm not pregnant, because right now I'm not going to shit.
How dare you?
But,
Holly?
I know. But like if you say your band is playing, I go. I always pay at the door.
Yeah.
I try to buy merch, if I can. And like I have friends who make things. I buy things from them, and then I'll post about my show. And they are just, and a lot of my friends will be like, "Ugh,
hey,
$5."
Can you get me in? Can you give me
Yeah.
the list? Can I get the list?
And I'm like, what? Because you don't think comedy is worth it?
We need to get rid of the list.
Yeah.
It needs to disappear. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be up to the performer.
Well, when I did professional dance, it was free most of the time, and still none of
Yeah.
my friends showed up for it.
I saw you once at the co-op.
one time.
Hey, man.
It's one of my best friends here. Saw me one time.
Because it was all, yeah, I'm all right. There's no excuse. There's zero excuse for that. You are correct. You are right. I
My
feel
live
bad.
shows are free.
You also,
no one
all
ever
right.
comes to 'em.
I'm going to say this, and you were not the greatest at telling us that it was happening.
Yeah.
Well, my dance troupe was not also the greatest.
I mean, Chris,
telling me
he's not the
either.
greatest at letting us know when his fucking birthday is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, actually, I saw you twice. I saw you at the co-op, and then I saw you at the social club.
Oh, nice.
See? Now I don't feel so bad.
I've never seen you dance.
Well, he blew his knee, or he's quit dancing before you even were around.
Yeah.
that makes me sad.
Yeah. But also, you're off the hook. So
I mean, whew. But I'm not one of
I'm
those
just kidding.
friends though. You
No,
know,
I know, I
it's
know.
like and here's the deal.
Yeah.
If your friend is a performer, let me just tell you, it makes your heart so happy when you see friends at your show.
yeah,
It just makes your heart happy. And the last two shows I had a few friends show up and it was like unexpected.
oh,
And that's so nice, you know?
well, I've been to a lot of your comedy shows.
Yeah.
and then like everyone's like, oh, we'll see you at the next. Like it's like, and I'm like, well, I may be there. That's
Yeah, you don't have to go to every.
Yeah.
I would never be like, Christopher, you weren't at my comedy
right,
show, unless I was like, I really need you to be there.
and then I would be there.
Right, but I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But yes, please pay at the door
Yeah.
for things, especially if they say it goes to the artist.
Right.
How was that show last night? By the way,
It was busy.
was it?
So I went and I mean, it is what you think it is going to be. I mean, those guys are fucking.
Nuts.
They're animals, man.
Yeah.
They get up there and they're on so many whatever, and fucking Sorry Wedo open and Ray was Ray, and the
That
crowd.
family dinner show is always nuts.
It was full. Like Launchpad was, there's nothing like Launchpad being head to toe full. Like, sometimes it'll be very sparse, the whole thing. And then sometimes it'll be like full enough where like one side, like if the band's playing, it's packed where the band is and then sparse by the bar. And then sometimes it's just packed everywhere, and it was packed everywhere.
Wow. Yeah.
But I mean, that's down to, so, okay. I have to tell a story. I forgot about this, about Friday night downtown.
Mhm.
So I was downtown. I walked over downtown Friday night, and so 11 is now the new 2 a.m.
Okay.
So I'm walking up to the El Rey.
What?
Yeah, you'll understand when I get there. So I'm walking up to the El Rey, and these two women and this guy come around the corner, and it's 11 o'clock. All of them are fucked up. The dude has no shirt on. He's got no shirt on. He immediately like there was a very attractive woman, an attractive bigger woman, and then the guy with no shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to describe them because I don't know them, but they were very clubby dressed, like they were at Cake or somewhere. And they come around that corner, and the women have had enough of the high heel shoes.
Right.
And the smaller one goes over to the wall and just rips her high heels off quickly. As she's doing that, the dude just falls backwards onto the wall and slumps over, and he like looks like he's about to just puke all down his chest. And then the bigger girl goes to do the same thing with her shoes, and it is a fucking scene. Like, she puts her hand against the wall and she's trying to take her shoes off. She breaks both her ankles a couple times, and this is all in like 2 minutes. And I'm just like watching this happen, and then the littler girl gets her shoes off. She's like, "I know where the car is," and like points towards the parking lot.
Oh my god!
And then the bigger girl finally gets both shoes off, and the dude, like, he doesn't even like use his arms. He does a thing where like he like pushes his back off the wall so he can like get up off the wall and like stumble behind them. And I'm just like, this is like 2 a.m. shit at 11.
Oh man!
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Nobody knows how to handle anything anymore.
No, fuck no.
I mean, who am I kidding? When I get the first time we all go out drinking after I pop the baby out, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I'm gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
2 drinks in, you're
I
just,
know, not
taking
even.
a nap.
I think it'll be like one drink in, and I'll just be like, yes.
Should I tell Holly what I'm what I've brought to Founders.
What did you bring to Founders?
So
Oh,
the Chris
I
Lewis
can't have it.
Chris Lewis got me into these twisted teas.
Uh-huh.
So yesterday I go into Founders and I walk downstairs, and so they've gotten to the point where as soon as I walk in, they grab a Topo Chico seltzer and pop it and start pouring it as I'm walking in for me. And I was like, all right, I'll drink that. But I said, can you guys do the twisted teas down here? And Brandon's like, I'll go get them. And so I was like, the next thing I want is a twisted tea. So they bring it to me in a fancy glass with ice, one of the big long skewers with a strawberry on top that looks like a flower.
Wow.
And people were like, whoa, what's that? And I was like, oh, this is a special drink for me.
My God.
And then I let someone try it. They were like, I want that next. And I had 3 people drinking them downstairs.
I
Twisted
cannot
tea.
wait to get back into these shenanigans with
Yeah.
you because we drink the
Not
weirdest
just for
shit.
smacking people in the head with.
No, we
Yeah.
get into some of the weirdest shit, especially at
Oh, yeah.
Founders because
Yeah.
we love them so much.
Yeah.
But oh man, I can't wait.
It's been insane. And they have the best air conditioning downtown now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah.
underground too.
Well, they didn't have it last year.
Oh, it was
or
awful.
before COVID. They spent $7,000 over COVID to put an air conditioning system
It was
in.
hot.
And
down
it is
there.
nice. So our friend Tiff was like, I gotta leave. It's too cold in here. I was like, it's 100 degrees outside.
So now I know where I want to hang out all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reach out to them and be like, "Can this pregnant lady just come sit in your bar?"
Oh man.
It's cold. Put on a jacket.
Right.
I was telling
For
these
fashion.
guys during the break that we took Danny to go see Peter Rabbit 2, which if you're in the market for a movie about rabbits, you should go watch. But I forgot how nice movie theaters are. They're so cold.
Oh.
It was so nice. I just wish there was like 3 more kid movies I could take Danny to.
Yeah.
You
My
don't
dog-
have to make them kid movies. Like you
Yeah.
can grow up real quick.
Yeah. I saw Platoon. I saw
Yeah.
First Blood Part
There's
2.
not really. So I did see previews in the movie, which I kind of forgot how much I love
Yeah.
previews.
The previews are that's like where you get there early.
Guys, do you know what's coming out?
No.
Oh my god! So
Fast 9.
good for you, Chris. I'm so happy for you.
I don't
I don't
understand.
have-
I don't
coming out.
understand why you're talking to me like that.
I don't have to see that when The Rock's not in it.
It's true.
Right.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, Smiley.
And now he's going by Dwayne Johnson. He has the Jungle Cruise coming out.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That looks so good.
Okay, well I have to watch it.
Did you watch the TV show that he's a part of?
That's not part of our pact. But
Yeah,
I have.
You have to watch
Wh-
everything.
Why is that not part of the pact?
Apparently, it's me and my brother just have to watch all the movies that.
Just
Dwayne
movies.
Johnson, some movies.
Ah.
So that one actually looks really cool. Then they have Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
And
There's a new.
Okay.
the preview for that looks dope.
I can't remember who did that, but I'm a little more so. I hate to say that last one that came out, but it was the all-female cast.
Uh-huh.
Awful movie.
I enjoyed it, but
I wouldn't go so far as awful, but
I
It
enjoyed
was
it for the sheer fact that, so when I was in kindergarten, I think I've told this story before,
Mhm.
but I'm going to tell it all the time. I was in kindergarten and this kid, Michael Montoya, I carried a plastic proton pack as
Mhm.
my backpack.
Okay,
Okay.
as you
Had
should.
the wand. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And this kid was like, "You can't have that. Girls can't be Ghostbusters." And I beat him with my backpack, and then I couldn't take it to school anymore. And my
Oh.
dad took me out for ice cream after that because he was like, "Why did you do that?" I was like, "He said that girls can't be Ghostbusters." So,
did you
And
ever
they
see
can.
Janine in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
so then
There's
my
comic books.
yeah.
yeah.
So, right. So when this came out, I literally looked for Michael Montoya on Facebook to be like, "Fuck you, motherfucker."
Looks like they can. Well, and that was the redeeming part of it. I just thought the plot was really
Yeah.
odd.
So this one is cool.
Yeah.
So they move into this house, weird stuff starts happening, and it turns out his grandfather was one of the Ghostbusters.
Right. It's supposed to be Egon, right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. So that preview looked great. Space Jam.
Yeah, come on.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. So they're getting all of us who
Yeah.
have kids that remember the first Space Jam, because now we're like, oh, but that was like huge when we were anyway.
Yeah.
I probably won't go see that one in theaters, but I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. I won't watch it in the theater.
Hopefully it comes on HBO Max.
Oh, I'm sure it will, yeah.
But I just forgot how much I love previews.
Oh,
and,
absolutely. Yeah.
the smell of the popcorn.
Oh, now I want it.
We also watched the Conjuring movie.
I heard that was absolute trash.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was trash.
Literally, I heard someone. I talked to two people last night. Two people last night that went and saw it, and they said it was like bad, but not in a good way.
You know, I think here's
Boring.
the deal.
They said it was boring.
I didn't have high expectations for it, so maybe but also that's one of my favorite true crime stories. Like
Okay.
the actual story is one of those stories that gives me the creeps
Yeah.
because there's so much involved in it. Do I think the guy was possessed? No. But it's just a creepy ass story. So maybe I liked it for other reasons.
Okay.
But
I watched it yesterday, and I appreciated it for basically doing what, like, have you ever read like The Exorcist, like the
Yeah.
original novel? Like, it's really like they go into it being like, well, demonic possession is not a real thing,
Right.
So we're just trying to calm down this child, and I appreciated it for that. But as like continuing the Conjuring,
yeah.
like,
there
those
were
are
things about it that were meh.
the-
Didn't
I-
need to happen.
those characters are now basically modern day superheroes
Yeah.
from the first three movies, and this one just does not follow up with it. Like,
Yeah. You're
and
right.
then for some reason, like, he has a cane in the beginning, and then at the end of the movie, he's all, "I am a Superman." It's like, did you forget how the plot went?
True.
It's really not
Um,
well done.
Yeah. I mean, look, also, I could have just been really excited for a new horror movie.
And there's that too. I mean, but I was talking about the drive-in because I was like, I went and saw Urban Cowboy in the drive-in,
Oh.
and people were like, oh, we saw Conjuring 2, and they were like, it was Tiff and her boyfriend, and they both were like, it was really slow and boring, and it wasn't as
Conjuring 2 is like a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
well. What's the one that?
Conjuring 2 is amazing, actually. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies.
Well, whatever one that just came out,
The Devil
yeah.
Made Me Do
The
It.
Devil Made Me Do It.
they were like, it was not good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know. I don't watch any of that stuff. I mean, it scares me and I can't sleep. So whatever.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, you were raised with that. What are you
That's
talking about?
that's why I don't
Yeah,
watch it.
That makes sense.
Like I also don't eat steak and very often.
You don't eat steak?
No, because I grew up eating steak all the
true.
fucking time, and
That's
like
true.
so people are always like, "Oh, like how do you not like?" I'm like, I grew up on a ranch. I mean, like farm ranch. We had steak all the time. So like for me, like chicken was like we didn't get that very often. It's like
Well,
chicken.
and the steaks that you got were probably pretty great because
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, you get fresh meat, you know, fresh cuts, but like
so good.
you know,
Lamb,
it's just and I love lamb. Lamb is.
Lamb is so
I had
good.
lamb yesterday.
Mm.
Yum 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 yum.
You know
And
what I like is unpopular opinion. I like elk.
I like elk.
I know a lot of people don't, but so like my ex-husband would hunt or whatever. Or he would come into some elk. I like making chili with it. Like Texas style chili.
Yeah.
We had some made into summer sausage once.
Okay.
Elk summer sausage is like
Yeah.
next level.
Meat's all about preparation. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I've like every time someone's like, "Oh, I don't like that meat." It's like someone probably didn't cook it right.
Yeah.
Right.
If someone
Absolutely.
like came up to me and was like, "These are clams. What'd you do with them?" I just burnt them to shit. You want to try it?
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
I just remember like our friend of the show, Billy, who worked for Rock and Brews. Like Billy Belmont and I went and partied with Billy, and he was like, he used to work for Outback Steakhouse, so we were at Outback, and I was like, yeah, I've never eaten here, and he's like, you've never had a steak at Outback Steakhouse, and I was like, no, and they bring it, so he orders the steak and they bring it out, and I'm like, and he's like, you'll never have a better one, and like I go to cut into it and I
From
eat it,
Outback?
yeah, and I eat it, and I go, all right, so basically you took a top sirloin or a top sirloin, and you cooked it with butter and garlic. Cool. And I mean, like, what's different from any other restaurant that can do that exact same thing? And I know it's great.
Not even a sous vide or a reverse grill, or like a reverse sear. Nothing fancy. They just cooked it.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's like, oh man, like there's no marination to it at all. There was just they took a steak and they cooked it in butter and garlic. I'm like, that's that's a steak. That's how you cook a steak. Like
I'm one of those people that I love steak no matter what.
Yeah.
But I'm having a hard time with pregnancy because I can't eat the steak the way I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I
all
like,
bloody.
Yeah, I like my rare.
Knock the horns off, whip its old nasty butt, and put it on the plate.
Yep. Pass it above the grill for a minute.
Yeah.
And now I have to have them like at least medium well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh.
Well, here's another problem that was probably why I don't like steak as much. So I have a mom that's like, super like worried about like dying from eating food that's not cooked properly. So I never got to eat steak growing up raw, or not raw, like rare.
Rare, yeah.
And so, and not even medium. It would be like fucking medium well to
done.
well.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And like I went to my parents' house like last year, and my dad cooked steaks, and they were just so charcoaled. I couldn't eat it, and I told him, and my dad's, how is it? I'm like, actually, it's almost inedible. And I was like, and he kind of got upset about it. But I was like, this is not, how you destroyed the meat.
Mm-hmm. I like mine Pittsburgh rare.
I don't know what that is.
So no shit.
It's like
black and blue. That's Pittsburgh.
It's like charred on the outside, so you get the fat melted.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you get the caramelization and you get the fat melted, but the steak is rare. On the inside,
it's just bloody.
It's usually done. The easiest way to do that is either sous vide or a reverse sear.
Yeah.
Because you just want to bring up the internal temperature to above 165 degrees.
Because you don't want to die.
No, you got to cook the parasites out of it.
So you usually put it like in an oven on a slow cook for like 200 degrees for about 45 minutes. You get it to a perfect rare, and then you just like flash fry it. You just burn the crap out of it. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's the best way to eat a steak. But I can't have that until the baby comes, and then I want one
soon. Okay. So you're 8 months pregnant.
8 months pregnant. He could come.
You may not be at the 15th anniversary.
I may not be at the 15th anniversary. I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
But so like he could come. Here's the thing. Like if he's born right now.
Yeah.
He would probably be in the hospital a couple days, but he would be okay.
Right. But Jesus Christ, you couldn't bring him out in the sun.
I mean, you could. He has skin.
Yeah.
He's like
I'm saying he couldn't sit out for like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh yeah, no.
That's how you cook things, man. No, why would you put a child in the
we
sun
would
for 3
get
hours?
him a tan. Are you
just a
kidding
base,
me?
just a base. Have you ever seen that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they're trying to make a baby famous. They're trying to like have a child, like they find a baby in a dumpster.
Are they brushing him with butter?
And so they're trying to take him to the tanning booth to get him a base tan.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy's like, you can't put a baby in the tanning booth at all. We just want a base. And then like when the CYFD shows up, they're putting spray tanner on the baby.
Oh my god!
Because the reason why they want to give him a tan is because when they go in to like do commercials, the guy's like, yeah, everyone's tired of like white kids. We need like ethnic kids. So they're trying to get him a tan so he looks
so
ethnic.
Funny. So but nobody fret. Well, I'm gone. We will have a replacement for me. A fill-in, if you will, because I have to go on maternity leave.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody gonna want to deal with my hormonal ass.
Right.
But yeah, so he could come. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping like maybe the day after the anniversary, because it is fucking hot, guys.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for him to come out. I'm ready to not be pregnant anymore.
Yeah.
Just ready.
Just remember this time we haven't recorded, so then whenever he's done, you'll be like, I may want to have another one.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
If I get a C-section, I've already signed a waiver saying they will fix me while they're in there.
Oh, okay.
And then if that doesn't happen,
like fix you.
Yes.
Not like fix up the.
No, like they will tie my tubes, burn them off, done.
Oh, wow.
And then if that doesn't happen, then hamster has to go get fixed because
oh boy,
I'm not gonna go through surgery after having a baby. Because I definitely, for sure, absolutely do not ever want to have a baby again.
Oh, wow. You've done it.
I think you only need one. It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have 2. This will be 2. And then if
Right.
we have more than that, then we're going to have, like, we're going to be outnumbered.
I like that. That's like total modern thinking. Like back in the day, they're like, we have a farm and you have 20 kids because
Yeah.
like 7 are going to die
No.
and we need them to help plow the fields. And now you're like, if we have more than 2, then they'll outnumber us.
Yeah.
It's-
have you
it's-
ever raised a kid? They are fucking nuts.
You know what? This is actually true. My mom does not like dealing with me and my brothers together because we are both bigger than her,
Right.
and there's more than this.
Yeah.
And it's
No. And I have to, and this is 18 years to life, guys. 18 years. At
18
minimum.
life, you
oh,
got it.
you don't even understand that.
18 in
Everything
life
my
to go.
family lives to be 100.
No, this is, no. One and fucking done. Also, I have not, unpopular opinion, I have not enjoyed being pregnant.
Are there people that do?
Oh my God. So let me just get on my soapbox here. You would not believe the amount of people who have been like, oh, I just loved being pregnant. I've never felt more beautiful in my life.
Who are these liars?
I don't know. But it's like, I am out of breath. I am engorged. I don't feel gorgeous. I feel engorged. I feel not myself. I can't drink beer. I'm the most stressed
Farty,
I have ever been.
Lots of farts.
I'm farty. I'm burpy. I snore at night. I can't sleep now. I have insomnia. Like, the list goes on. Like, fuck all those women. Because also, you're making women who are having a hard time feel bad. I had somebody say that I was obviously not maternal because I wasn't enjoying being pregnant. I said, I never said I'm not excited for my baby. I just don't enjoy this part of it. Fuck
You should-
all of them.
You should have a picture taken, a full body of you,
Yeah.
and then get a T-shirt made for the kid, and be like, "This is what I did to my mom." And he's like, "Well, I didn't choose to be born."
I didn't ask to be here, Mom. No, I mean, I'll tell you, pregnancy makes you really appreciate your mom, though, because, dear
Oh, I bet.
Lord, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Although my mom had a horrible pregnancy, so
Yeah.
I really am sorry.
So what do you mean by horrible? That's different.
My
from-
mom was very sick.
Okay.
I was born like a month and a half early.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I almost killed my mom.
Yeah, same. So, you know,
I was born and then tried to die.
oh my God.
They
That's
saved my life.
terrible,
I
too.
dehydrated and they had to save me. They had to take a nerve out of my head,
Oh my God.
or out of my ankle and put it in my head. I have a scar on my ankle that my mom would
So
always
last
point out.
week when we were talking about things we did that gave our moms heart attacks, you could have mentioned that, Chris.
I could have mentioned that.
Because I'll tell you right now, that's I lately have been just so worried.
Yeah.
I'm like, I had to stop Googling things.
Oh yeah.
Google is so mean to pregnant ladies. Oh my God.
Lots of stuff happens in pregnancies. Just remember, from the 3 of us, they make it through.
Yeah, right.
Everyone made it through.
Somehow we survived.
I was like a month. I was just over a month premature,
Yep.
and that's
Same.
why I'm 6 feet tall. My brother's 6'4".
And this is why the rest of my family is super tall, and I'm the tiniest person out of anybody.
I like that. James is like, I'm only 6 foot. I'm not 6'4".
Well, I'm cool with that because he hits his head on shit all the time.
So my dad is very tall. If you've ever met my dad, you know.
He is. Yeah.
My mom is average height. My grandma is really tall. Like, everybody in my family is really tall.
Everyone in my family is really
and
tall.
I am 5'1".
I'm 6'2". I'm one of the shortest ones.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
Yeah. LeBron James is my cousin. I'm just kidding.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy, right?
Anyway, sorry to get on a
No,
pregnant lady
fuck it,
tangent,
man. No, it's
but
cool, man.
God, I'm so tired of it. And then there are people who are like, don't you just feel amazing? No, I do not. It is June. I am 8 months pregnant. No, I don't feel amazing. I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I run a marathon. Okay, this is really embarrassing. My watch, my smartwatch, anytime I walk anywhere, it congratulates me for completing a workout because my
Oh.
breathing is more labored and we have 25% more blood volume. So our heart pumps faster.
Does it know you're pregnant, or is it just like think you're like
No,
a
it just
husky
thinks,
person?
it doesn't even think I'm a husky person. It thinks I work out every 10 seconds. It's just like, good job on that workout. Holly."
Congratulations on your workout.
I'm like-
300 steps.
I'm like, I just walked to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Your heart rate is through the roof.
I just
know.
walked over to get some ice cream out of the freezer.
It's like, it'll be like, I detect a workout. And it starts a workout timer. And I'm like, I'm literally just going to pee.
Oh, man.
It's terrible.
You're on the toilet and it's like, your heart rate is doing great. You're like, oh.
Just breathe.
Oh, great.
So funny. I think it's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, so don't say that stuff to a pregnant lady who's struggling because every pregnancy is different. And good Lord.
Oh man, I have a weird funny story
Okay.
from yesterday, right?
I like weird funny stories.
So I coming out of COVID, like dating, like, you know, my girlfriend and I broke up, and so like it's been this can you hand me a beer out of there? Is there a way to do that? Is that too much? Is that too much ask? Can Smiley do it?
I can do that.
So
yes, I could.
So I'm dating, and like dating is so much easier right now.
Then during COVID?
No, than before.
Then before COVID.
Like ladies, I don't know if like ladies were like during COVID, they're like, shit, I could die. I should probably get out there and like, you know. So anyway, so there's this woman that I went on a date with yesterday, and we went to the nuclear museum, and I told someone that last time, they're like you took a date to the nuclear museum, and I was like,
It's cool.
and I was like, it wasn't my idea, it was her idea. This is what she wanted to go to because she's into that kind of stuff, and she's like really into like jet airplanes, and they have a huge field of jet airplanes.
Yeah. It's
So-
a cool place.
So anyway, we get done with that, and she's like, well, let's go somewhere to eat. And she's not from this country, so she's like, I just want you to know, and this is our second date, she's like, I can't eat anything hot. And she goes,
Like spicy?
Taco Bell fire sauce is too hot for me. She's not from this country.
She's in the wrong state.
She is in the wrong state. So I'm like, okay. So I had to go into Yelp, and I'm like, nope. Nope. How about Fork and Fig? And she's like, well, let me see the menu. She looks at it and she's like, okay, I'll follow you there. So we go there. And Fork and Fig is like built like a big patio outside now during COVID. So we're sitting there eating. And the first thing they do is they bring us outside and they sit us at this like long table with other people.
Yeah.
And because that's just how they have their seating. And the other people at the table is a mom, a dad, and their four children. And I mean, the oldest child looked like 7. And I'm like, oh God. And they sat there. None of them talked. None of the kids talked.
They didn't talk?
No.
They were just eating?
And then got done, paid, and left.
Wow.
And I told her, I said, man, when they first sat us with these kids, I was like, and she was like, yeah, she's like, I don't know what to do with kids, you know? And she's like, I was the same way. And I was like, those were the most behaved kids. So anyway, it starts clearing out a little, and we're outside, and it's like the table's a metal frame, and it has wooden slats for the table part.
Yeah.
And then they have the same fucking metal chairs every restaurant and/or cafe that opens, those metal ones with the fucking piped back.
Yeah.
And these 2 women show up, and they're like in their 50s easily, right?
Right.
And they're both in shorts. One's in a jumper, and one's in denim shorts and a blouse, whatever. And they go to sit at the table that's next to us, and there's a woman already sitting at that. So they try to sit at the outer end of it, which is by the sun, right? So all I see is this woman in the denim shorts go to sit down, scream, stand up, and almost fall down like she's wasted drunk.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh God, is that lady trashed? Well, what had happened is she had grabbed a chair that had sat in the sun, one of the metal ones, went to sit down, and like where her shorts ended and like her leg began, that touched the metal of the chair, and she burned her fucking ass, her underbutt, right on the chair.
Oh.
And then when she did that, she was wearing flip flops, kicked forward, and the bottom of the leg of the chair is kind of like a thin metal, and she kicked right between the toes of the metal, cut her foot, and fucking burned her ass all in one fucking blast. And I'm like, just trying to look and not like, and just be like, whoa. And then they bring her like a thing to put on her foot, and they bring her a different chair. And she's like, sorry, I'm sorry I ruined everyone's lunch. She has a little tanked, I think. But
Oh no.
she's like, sorry, I ruined everybody's lunch. And I'm just like,
This is why I don't wear shorts.
right.
I did that one time.
Oh, man.
I was wearing like a dress. I was on a date. And I was like maybe 22 or something, 21, 22. And I was wearing this little tiny dress. We were day drinking.
Yeah.
And we went to one of those like outdoor, I don't remember where we were, but same thing, those metal chairs, and it was
Yeah.
like black. And I sat down and I was wearing like a thong under the dress, so there was nothing.
Oh.
It was my whole ass was burned by this.
Underbutt.
And there was nothing I could do.
Oh,
And I ended up like spilling all of our drinks, and I was tanked. And I was just like, oh my God.
I just felt really bad for her. I was like, I thought she was just wasted and fell out of her chair. I was like, how do you fall out of that chair? And then I realized she burned her ass. I was like, oh, sorry about your ass burn.
I just remember the next morning I was not only hungover, but my ass also hurt.
Mm.
So my ass had a hangover as well.
Yeah, little aloe vera.
Oh,
Yum.
memories.
Memories.
I'm so glad I'm done dating though. I don't know how you guys do it. Like I finally found
I don't.
Hamster,
Yeah.
and I just see all my friends who are dating, and I'm like, oh my God. Because here's the thing. I think this is how I know Hamster is the one.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. How do I even put this into words? I actually like spending time with him,
Yeah.
and like I don't really like other people, so I can't imagine going on dates with people. Like I
Yeah.
don't care enough to learn anything about anyone else.
Yeah.
You know, besides like my close friends that's the other thing. I don't care to make new friends either.
There you go. That's done. You're done.
I found my friends. I found my husband. I'm done.
Well, that's weird because like I don't want to meet new friends either. And I'm still single, but like I just don't want like
It's exhausting.
if I'm sitting with my friends and we're having a conversation, do not sit down
No.
and start talking to us.
Because you don't want to I don't need any more friends.
And you don't need to know anything more about me. Like, it's not a required part of my friendship.
No.
Oh no, I want to know so much about you because you're interesting.
Well, here's the other thing, Holly Ann.
Yeah.
I can tell you a lot about the dating that's going on right now, but I'm not going to do it on the air.
Right.
But as soon as we go off the air, I'll tell you all about what's going on right now.
Okay.
And it's crazy.
Oh my God. See, I like living vicariously through you
Yeah.
and my other friends who are dating. But it just sounds so exhausting. I feel like
Yeah.
I am just an old married person, and I'm like, how do you do it?
I have successfully, and I hate to like I don't I don't know. There are some things I predicted during COVID that were going to happen, and they're happening.
Oh,
I told my friend Alex so that I was like, this is what I think is going to happen, and I'm not going to say it on the air,
right.
and it is absolutely happening.
Crazy.
And I predicted, and it's funny because like I've actually like I don't know, where I live now, I was like 5 years ago. You can ask Smiley this. I was like, Borellis is the place to live. I want to live there. I want to buy a house there because that's where everybody's moving.
Yeah.
And then
I was trying to live there too.
our friend Josh moved there, and then
Cute.
now that's what's happening right now.
Morales is awesome.
And then I said, what's happening to Portland, what's happening to Denver, that could happen to us. And everybody's like, that can't happen to Albuquerque. And it's absolutely happening right now.
So if Chris Burnett says something, just listen.
Just listen. just listen to me. And people are always like, nope, nope, nope. I'm like, okay.
We already had the homeless camps, like when you were saying those.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, man.
It's like it's
people-
exactly like Portland right now.
I said people are going to move here. People are going to move out of California. They're going to start moving here because it's so cheap to live, and they can live here. And everybody's like, no, the crime's too bad. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And sure enough, here we are. I was with a group of people, and like one of the ladies was like from San Diego. She was visiting her cousin, and she's like, I didn't realize how hip Albuquerque was. Maybe I'll just sell my house, and this is where I'll live. And I was like, oh, God dang it.
Did you like pull like a knife on her immediately and be all?
I just
Only
farted.
if this is what you want
I
every day.
I farted blood right in her face.
Oh my God. That's not where I was expecting that to go.
Just do
Well,
like one of those farmer sneezes, but it's just a huge
snot rocket.
like blood.
Yeah.
It's right out of your nose. This is what happens when the mice pee in your house.
Yeah. You ever heard of the hantavirus?
Blood out of your eyes, baby. It happens every year.
You're like a human horned frog.
Oh my God.
All right, I think we should end on that.
Yep. Human horn frog.
Horned toad, because when I was a
Horned
kid, everybody would be like they spray blood out of their eyes, and I never saw it. I was like, I don't think that's. I kept going like, I don't think so.
Some reptiles do that as a defense mechanism.
Blood out of their eyes?
Horn toads, man.
I've never seen that. I gotta watch the YouTube video of that.
No, you probably should.
Okay.
But because here's the other thing: you don't want them to do that in real life because it kind of hurts them.
It probably kills them. Yeah, like well, here's half my blood to get you away from me. I'm gonna spray my blood on you.
But I mean, just think about it. If you could spray, if you threaten somebody and they sprayed blood out of their eyes, wouldn't you leave them the fuck alone?
Oh yeah.
You know.
I saw a friend that was out in the heat and blood came out of her nose, and I was like, Jesus, are you all right there? And she's like, Yeah, I'm fine. I put a cold pack on my neck. I was like, okay,
Wow.
what the fuck? Yeah.
That's pretty normal.
All right.
I mean, I bled out of my ears with no bad side
Awesome.
effects.
All right.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Well, of course, James has, but
That's weird.
I think we've done enough damage for this evening. Next Sunday, we will have Ming Chin from AMC's Comic Book Men and
Holy shit.
Jay and Silent Bob's reboot.
Oh, also next Saturday is my baby shower. I'm not inviting everybody that listens to this show.
Oh, no, they can come. It's cool.
But I have been asked a number of times. I swear this isn't fishing, but I've been asked a couple of times for the registry, and I will send those links to Chris as soon as we're done with the show, and we'll put them up so that you can buy me things.
Buy
if
her
you would
stuff.
It's very important.
Stuff is important. And then you have your show tomorrow night
I do.
at the El Rey Theater.
It will be at El Rey.
Yeah. That's cool.
And yeah.
We should make them do it on the stage.
I mean, if Barney Lopez is listening, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, Barney. You liked my interview with Marty Crandall. You should allow this to happen. And yeah, there's a special episode of 10 Degree Minimum, the 20th anniversary of O Inverted World. Go check that out. It's audio only. There is no. Everybody keeps going, I haven't watched it yet. I'm like, there is no watching, and they're like,
Listen.
just listen. And it's a great interview. Marty is not usually open like that to give interviews, so it's a very special one. If you're a Shins fan, there's a lot of really cool little fun. There's no crazy controversial shit in it. It's just fun, like, to listen and talk and hear about some of the stories, and then like to actually think about like what was going on in the world when that record came out.
Right.
That record came out, and like 3 months later, like 9/11 happened. It's weird.
Also, Marty is one of our favorite human beings.
Absolutely, yeah. So
For
check
sure.
that episode out. No one has showed us a picture of James from any of the movies he's in recently, Army of the Dead, or what is the other one?
Those that wish me dead?
Those That Wish Me Dead.
Lots of dead.
Lots of deadness.
It's not that hard. I'm kind of feeling like you guys don't even like me out there. Are you going to watch these movies that are apparently huge hits?
It was they think that Army of the Dead is going to be the most watched movie on Netflix.
Ever of all time.
Can you imagine that? You're in that.
And you can't notice me, and there's
Right.
4 or 5 scenes that I'm in.
Really?
Clearly,
I
unseen.
rewatched it and I found you.
Did you?
I found him.
I haven't found him. But I'll watch it again. I liked it. I thought it was
I
fantastic.
think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I really liked it. But yeah,
If you can just shoot in anyone
yeah,
a picture of it. I did another run of those grocery bags. So
nice. July 17th is our anniversary show. If you have a question about 10 Drink Minimum and you'd like it to be asked to the panel of all of us, by all means, Instagram. You can go on at 10 Drink Instagram, and you can message me. You can go on Facebook and you can message us. You can. That's pretty much it, really.
Yeah.
Twitter. You could send us something on Twitter and ask a question. If you have a question, like you've always wanted something, there's something you've always wanted to know, and if it's like not too out there, we'll definitely ask it.
I'll tell you that I'll probably be pretty open that day.
I'm going to be I'm going to say this right here and right now. I will 100% be open that day. You can ask anything. There's nothing that is off the table.
If you ask me for my address, I'll probably not tell you.
Well, that's but I'm not. Yeah, if there's that. But
like don't be a creeper. But
if you want to ask a question, ask it, and I will answer. I will give you an answer. It may not be the one you want, but it'll be the one I get.
My goal is to make you cry. So
make me cry.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's my favorite. It's my favorite thing
I'm gonna
when
probably cry.
Christopher cries on the show.
And it's weird because like everybody's like, oh man, I can't believe like those are every single time that I do that. There's so many downloads, and it's like everyone's like, I can't believe you cried on that.
Oh, I can believe it.
And
you
I'm
cry
like,
all the time.
I'm a super emotional guy. I cry all the.
That's why we're
time.
friends. That's why I'm glad that I
Yeah.
have you guys and Hamster. I was saying how
Yeah,
I think I was telling somebody earlier how he cries more than I do.
yeah,
I think you guys are great men to be around my little man
Yeah.
coming.
right. And it's like, I cry all the time. I mean, James is the one that doesn't, and it's like,
well, that's because pain doesn't make me cry.
okay.
Only emotions.
And it's like
Mm.
you always wonder, like like when Holly's going to go on maternity leave.
Yeah.
And you just always wonder, you just don't know what's going to happen.
What?
Chris, are you gonna cry when I go on maternity leave?
Am I going to cry? This is the one that makes you cry.
God damn it. So why are you playing it now? I'm not going on maternity leave next week.
Oh, I was just seeing if it was available on YouTube still.
Oh, it's still available,
It's
Christopher.
been a long-
No, don't even. Oh my God. When you did that to me when Greg Jomek was on the show and
Oh,
he
yeah.
was leaving, that was bad.
Then Billy.
And then Bill, oh my God.
It's been a long. Yeah.
Oh man, Billy's going to be here.
Yeah.
And this kid better stay in there
Or out.
or come out. But what am
Before.
I going to do with him?
I don't know. How he can? How many beers do you think he can probably handle right away?
I mean,
Two.
if he's mine and Hamster's, probably like 5.
Well, but it's been during COVID, so he's probably
True.
not. He's probably not have the tolerance. He thought.
Like one of those 8-ounce half
Yeah.
beers.
I mean, it depends. Is it are we talking craft beer?
Right. First of all, okay, I have a little bit of a rant.
Uh-oh.
When you are living in Albuquerque and you wait in line for 40 minutes to get into Cake, what is so amazing about that place? You would wait 40
never even been in
fucking
there.
minutes.
Okay, wait, hold on a second here. What is Cake? I thought
It's-
you were talking
it's-
about the band.
It's the club that took over after Burt's closed.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've just never.
I mean, I've been inside of it as Burt's,
yeah.
but for 40 to do the line, so the line for that place goes all the way down to the next block.
Ew.
They have some really good drug dealers inside of there.
What would be so amazing you would wait for that?
Drugs.
There is no bar.
I just already.
There is no bar downtown. I would wait in line 40 minutes to an hour to get in.
Drugs. They're
It's drugs.
waiting for drugs.
All
They have
right.
really good drugs there.
Just wondered. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there that's a good father. And if you're not a good father, you need to
Step up.
get your shit together.
Also, happy Father's Day for those mamas who do it alone.
Right. Yeah. And look forward to next week. Look forward to you guys. Comic-Con's going to be here. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be insane. Some
gonna
cool
be
stories
nuts.
may happen. We may have Zach Morris hanging out with us. We'll see. But thank you guys for listening. With that, we are 10drinkminimum.com.